go. Questions?
Mark, it's been since 2007 this team has lost back-to-back games. What kind of a gut punch is it to you personally after everything's done here last night and you go home? Are you up? Are you already thinking about maybe what should have been, what could have been, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that's your kind of your existence constantly in the coaching world. There's win or lose, things that are seen or unseen that you're trying to solve. That's something that that's kind of the weird addiction lifestyle that this is. But yeah, there's certainly after a finish like that, they're both these last 2 weeks, there are so many opportunities in every phase, but the reality is we're 2-2, and the accountability of that starts 100% with me, and also getting that solved has already started. And so we have to be, like we talk about all the time, we have to be in the solution business. It's easy to figure out, point the finger at, hey, whoever, this guy's an idiot or this guy's whatever. Anybody can do that. And we have to, it's a delicate balance of being positive and being realistic just with where we are. But I mean, just again, so many plays in each phase that contributed to the result.
Mark, since you came back to Oregon, I mean, you guys have played national championships, won Pac-12 championships, historic Rose Bowl wins. Is it harder once you get to the top of the mountain to maintain that? And once you start to slide a little bit, how hard is it to get back to that level?
It's a daily existence either way. If it's a harder existence sometimes when you're undefeated and you're keeping guys, that type of focus is different. I wasn't going to say harder or easier. We were left for dead last year and bounced back. We were left for dead the year before, and that turned out okay. So it's just a time when each individual has to be accountable for their role and their fit in this deal. And I told the team last night, I believe it 100%. This team can be special. This team this year, we have a tough schedule, tough road ahead of us, but this team can be great. There's zero doubt in my mind.
You had talked last week about wanting to clean up penalties. Were you happier in that department in this last game?
A little bit. I mean, we still had, the personal foul on the punt cover, which it was less egregious, but still happened. And then, we had 3 total penalties on special teams, which all hurt us in their own way. That were all very preventable. But that was better. Yes.
I know you're really positive about all 3 running backs behind Royce, but are we starting to see maybe one guy, and that being Tony, kind of emerge with the offense being maybe more explosive with his ability to be in the game more often?
Tony had a great fall camp, and to this point has probably performed, quote unquote, the best. But we need all those guys. Kanai had a couple of phases where he wasn't available. He's going to be fine, but had some parts of the game where he wasn't available, where we were trying to spell one of the other guys. But we believe in all those guys, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mark, you talked about the last 2 seasons having early losses. From your experience, do you find ever that some players maybe lose their hunger? It's harder for them to stay hungry later down in the season?
Sure. Yeah, I think there's these are all human beings. And humans have human faults, and that's where you have to try to mix and match how you motivate guys and get guys to work every day. But there's a lot of ball left, a ton to play for, every single snap of every single practice, every single training session is a competition. And that should be a personal thing, period. Not necessarily what's on the line or what you're playing for.
Brian?
Mark, the uneven start last year, obviously you can correlate the return of Vernon to you guys getting on a big roll. What are some things that you think you need to do to turn the tide and be consistently winning Saturday after Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long. We don't have enough time to make that list right now. Just in essence of we have to coach them to play just relentlessly disciplined and in attack mode. And some examples of that from an offensive standpoint are this young group of offensive linemen. They are going to be great. They're still kind of feeling their way through some things, and we had some times yesterday where just footwork or whatever, just hesitate a little bit. And same thing defensively. We had on the really long quarterback draw. We had the quarterback bracketed, and both linebackers went in the B gap, and nobody's in the A gap, and of course he goes in the A gap underneath the tailback. And so those kind of things that they sting badly. Special teams again, the personal foul, all those things. And again, as long as we're accountable, we're moving forward, we can do anything.
Troy Dye had another big day yesterday. How would you characterize his play, and is he the type of guy who can carry a defense?
I think so. Obviously he was kind of in and out availability wise the last couple games, and so just from a durability standpoint, got to keep him healthy, keep him rolling. But yeah, I think he's got the potential to be a great player. True freshman that has performed the way he has thus far. We're very excited about his future.
A couple of your older players yesterday talked about how guys need to learn that just because you've beaten team X by X amount of times in a row, that's not just going to happen today. Yep. With so many young guys on this team, how much of a constant battle is it to instill just coming every day to practice, for being prepared every single game for your team?
That's again a daily existence, and that is absolutely one of the things I always kind of half joke about and say seriously is the O is also the number of points that they give you because of what people did in the past, and that is just one of the many ways that we try to live in the now and talk about earning every penny, because every team is playing against that, and we need to make sure that we're preparing against ourselves, and sometimes we get a little lost in that.
You talked about Troy Dye, but another true freshman that made a play was Brendan Schooler. How much better is the defense when he's in there and healthy, and where is his ceiling?
That's a great. I don't know what his ceiling is. He's another guy that has a ton of talent and loves to be physical, loves to hit. He can run and hit and play the ball. So that's a great start. His size, his just kind of awareness of football is excellent, especially for a true freshman. And again, he's another guy that has a very big ceiling. And, obviously he's one of our top DBs. And so when he's in there, he's not one of our top DBs is in there. So whatever difference that makes percentage wise.
Chantel, Tyson, do you have a question?
Yeah. Mark, you had said that maybe sometimes an early season loss affects the hunger of certain players or some players. I was curious kind of about the inverse of that. Have you found that maybe sometimes early season losses sort of force guys to be more honest with themselves about their shortcomings or their position group shortcomings and kind of reevaluate?
Yeah, I was asked about the shortcomings and the hunger and all that stuff. That wasn't directly from my mouth, but yeah, absolutely. And that's again something we try to do after a win or after a loss, is look exactly why things happen, good or bad. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes they just make a play. Sometimes they out scheme. Whatever the deal might be, and we own it. We always just try to reinstill with our guys is build on the great, learn from the not so great, and keep together. Obviously right now a lot of negativity, and that's what we can be consumed with. We can be consumed with solutions and how we can train better together and work to turn it.
I got one too. Mark, this isn't meant to come off as a criticism of Dakota, but by this point, had you guys hoped to have had Justin in there for more than a handoff or whatever it's been, and how do you guys kind of go about handling that going forward when it looks like there's not as many blowouts as there had been in the past?
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd like to get your backup guy in more, certainly. I don't think that's bad on anybody. But it hasn't happened. And right now Dakota's our best quarterback on our team, and we believe in him. He'll had a great talk with him today, and he'll learn a lot from this film. Had a bunch of opportunities that of plays that he can make, and we trust him to make. We've seen him make, and learning from that as he goes in this process, I think is gonna make everybody happy.
Okay, Warren.
Mark, last night, I guess some of the older guys stepped up in the locker room and gave a message to the team. Can you maybe share what that message was? And are you pleased with the way that the veterans, the older guys, are making themselves known? And is their message, do you think, going to ring true?
We'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, I thought it was definitely a good message of cohesion, of moving forward, of again, kind of owning what happened, some of the reasons why, and sticking together. That was a common thread, and all the things you talk about, a lot to play for, all those kind of things, but very very positive, and also the right edge of not not being happy or pleased in any way, shape, or form. So a good balance of that.
Like you said, there were a million different plays that could have gone differently and could have changed the outcome of the game. Is there anything that you personally wish you had done differently, preparation-wise, play calling, anything?
Well, that's why you don't sleep after ones like that. But certainly from an offensive standpoint, we were in position to do everything we wanted, and that again, anything that's bad is my responsibility, and anything else that happens, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is, we solve it together. It's not if a quarterback throws a great pass and the guy drops it, that's my fault. But now, as long as the receiver coach and the receiver are committed to making it better, and we're committed to solve it together, that's how it rolls. We're never ever going to blame the players for anything, and that's how we do it. We keep all that stuff internal.
Any other questions?
Anything else on the phone, guys?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.